Alright guys, the cat's even more stretched out than he was in the last video, so I have even less room. He looks brown. He's not brown, he's black. It's too much light over here. I can't believe he's sleeping. It's like a tanning bed. Anyway, I want to review the VEHICON figure, Deluxe Class Robots in Disguise version of Transformers Prime VEHICON. An army building figure. I'm not going to army build. Too much money. Don't have a display for him yet anyway, but I'll go ahead and do the review. I really have no room here thanks to the cat. I'm going to raise the camera up and just hold him instead of standing him on the table. This is not opportune reviewing conditions. Hopefully it's okay for you guys. He stands 6 inches tall, so he's a little bit taller than some of the other ones. Pretty nice. There are some major problems with this guy. Come on, cat. Are you comfy? He's comfy. Alright. Probably the best thing about this guy is the chest and the head. It looks great. It's spot on for the show. Can we focus? Focus, focus. There we go. It's spot on for the show. Very nicely done. Good range of motion in the head. Could be a little better, but it's still good. There is light piping in the back there, so that's nice. Biggest problem for this guy is the whole elbow articulation. We'll get there in a second. Overall, he's got a good amount of paint. He's got the pink, the clear, the black, the purple, the silver, all different silver. The wheels are painted. It's got some nice detailing done in there. Overall, just a really great looking figure. Even the little Decepticon logo is done right there. So nice job on that. He looks great overall. He has some of the flat parts, some of the glossier parts. Really good overall, but there are problems. The shoulder, good range of motion in the shoulder. It has that joint right there, which is kind of like a pivot. Then the ball joint in the shoulder, the swivel just below that. And then the elbow. This is where the problems come in. It's got this weird joint here in the elbow where it rotates like that, and it kind of works, and then it's got a ball joint in there. None of it really lines up right though for him to look normal. They're always kind of cockeyed or just weird looking, so it's not the best situation for his elbows. The other thing that's a problem is in the show, this part is kind of a big point, kind of like, where is it? Oh, it's hidden. Okay, you can't see it in robot mode. I'll show you in vehicle mode, but this part kind of comes to more of a point in robot mode, and it doesn't obviously on the toy. What are you going to do? So the elbows aren't the greatest. The forearms are almost non-existent. It's just that door panel. I think that's the door anyway. It's just the body panel of the car. And then the hands just have that motion right there, and they're pretty bland too. So his arms are kind of lacking. The torso is great, the head's great, the arms not so much. As far as waist articulation, he doesn't have any, and he could. There's nothing there going on to stop it. If they put a cut joint or a swivel joint in there, it would have worked just fine. So that's kind of another bummer. Hips, same as everybody else. Ball joint hips, thigh swivel built in right there. Single jointed knees, only about 80 degrees, not quite 90 degrees for articulation wise. Not the worst, not the best, it's okay. And the foot articulation, non-existent. All you have is this right here, which is just useless pretty much. So he's not going to have a bunch of articulation right there. So it's not perfect by any means. This guy, I'm going to give probably a 6 out of 10 for robot mode. The lack of a waist swivel, the forearms, the elbows, and the lack of articulation in the lower legs just kind of knocks it down for me. So it's decent, it looks good, it's relatively screen accurate, it's just not perfect. Let me get him transformed and we'll talk about his vehicle mode. Okay, so I have the VEHICON in robot mode. That was great way to start the video. It's in vehicle mode clearly, and it actually looks really good. It has kind of a Batmobile vibe. It's 4.5 inches long, so it's nice size. It has almost a Cadillac CTS look to it. It's got these really square lights on it. Not so much in the back, there's no lights really, but the front lights really look like a Cadillac to me, but it's not technically. It does look really nice. This makes it look like Batmobile. And when I was talking about the robot mode, it looks like in the show these are kind of supposed to be up on the shoulder area, and they're not, and that's what I was talking about a second ago in the video. But it's not a big deal. In vehicle mode it looks good. The wheels are painted and sculpted really nicely. It has darker windows, at least kind of, or maybe they just look dark because it's dark inside, but it looks good. It suits the vehicle nicely. The paintwork is nice. You have the purple accents there. You have the purple accents in the headlights. It might be too harsh of a light to see. Maybe you can see it now. So that looks good. The Decepticon logo looks nice. The detailing on the purple stripes back there is really nice. Really not too much to complain about. He doesn't roll as nicely. I think maybe his hips are hitting right there, but he still rolls, not too big of a problem. His weapon, probably the most junky of all the weapons. It's just this little molded gun thing. It looks pretty hollow there. It plugs into either side of his back quarter panel, and he can have a gun sticking out there. So it's not bad. It's probably, because it's the junkiest, smallest one, or at least one of them, it doesn't look as goofy on the figure. So you could probably display it like that without making it look too bad, or you could just leave it off. It doesn't really tuck though, so if you don't use it, you have to just set it somewhere on the shelf. So that's up to you, but either way, it is a good figure. I'm gonna give this one I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Aside from the weapon and the little bit of rubbing, which might only be because I'm on a cloth right here, it's a really good vehicle mode, so I do recommend it, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the rest of the videos, and in the meantime, keep collecting.